content provided in this presentation is for entertainment and informational purposes only, and does not constitute trading or investment advice, recommendation, or endorsement. Financial market trading carries a high level of risk and may not be suitable for all investors. You could lose more than your initial investment. Always conduct your own research and consult with a qualified financial advisor before making any trading or investment decisions. You are solely responsible for your trading actions and their outcomes.
And a very good morning. Welcome to everybody. Welcome to the Sigma FX trading live stream. This is our very first inaugural stream, and it's good to have you all here this morning. I'm looking very dark at the moment, so I'm going to turn a light on. Slightly unprepared, but welcome to the stream. It's good to have you all here today. As I said, this is our first live stream, so welcome. We're playing it by ear a little bit this morning, as it's all done live, recorded live, and we hope that you're going to benefit from this morning and get some interesting trading tips. I am Scott Callaghan. I am also known as Sigma FX Trading, and until now I've been streaming live on the Apex Brotherhood live stream and channel, the official channel there. So hello to all the guys at Apex Brotherhood. It's a fine community to be in, and it's good that we can all do our own thing, and I would certainly encourage anyone to have a look at Apex if you've not heard of them before. Apex Brotherhood, run by Will and his brother Ewan. Fine guys, and the ethos of Apex Brotherhood and myself is continuous improvement and success being the only option. You know, you've got to design your own success into your lives, you know, and take charge. Okay, so I haven't really thought past this moment. There's been quite a little bit of work to getting to the point where we're able to bring this to you. But in terms of the format, we're just going to take it as it comes and see what happens as we go. So without further ado, I think we'll go on to have a look and see what's happening on the markets today. We're just coming out of a Friday non-farm. So today is Monday, the 8th of June 2026. I'll trust that is right on the screen, as it should come up automatically, and it has, so that's good. It is Monday the 8th of June 2026. Where does the time go? So let's have a look and we'll see what's on the news today. Okay, having a look at the news this morning. We're looking at the baby pips economic calendar. What do we have? Let's just filter out. Well, there's Monday. A lot of JPY stuff that's already happened, and German Euro news at 7 AM UK time. So we've got other stuff going into the afternoon. It's all low impact. So let's just filter out the week for high impact news only. That is no high impact news today. Okay. Let's just look into tomorrow, see what we've got in case we're trading into the overnight session, holding overnight. So we do have some Aussie and Euro news first thing into tomorrow. So just watch for any holds. It is I think it's an Aussie bank holiday today, if I remember right. Did that come up on here? Let's have a look. Normally it comes up with Aussie holidays or holidays. No, it's not saying anything for holidays. I'm sure I saw something somewhere. It was an Aussie holiday. If anyone knows, let me know in the chat. I'm not sure if I can bring up the live chats currently at the moment because my Stream Ninja or Chat Ninja does not seem to be bringing anything up at the moment to select the chat, but I can see the chat, and if you want to drop in who you are and how you found us and what you're looking at today on the charts, then do so. Stick it right in the chat and we'll talk about it. If you want any chart looked at or broken down, I do tend to trade just mainly Forex, sometimes gold, sometimes Bitcoin, and not indices at the moment, but indices are something I will be looking at because as I say, indices are often seen as an easier option for trading because they're always up and always to the right. Up to the right, is that correct? But I think we're going into a period of volatility in the indices after the colossal drop on Friday. So maybe it's time to, this is where the time where people get caught out because they're used to doing long only, and even gold at the moment is holding under the 200 moving average after dropping considerably over the 6 months, first 6 months of this year, first 5 months of this year. So it's not a time of everything's going up gold after its kind of 2-year rally almost. Right, let's see what President Trump is saying, because obviously we know that the POTUS, the United States of America president, can drive some moves in the market, but it's not him this weekend that's been driving any moves. It is the non-farm fallout from Friday. So we've got some domestic politics stuff. We've got some is that London or somewhere else? Not sure. Or is that the same fountain as here? It's been restored. Okay, some that's drone port, some AI images of the roof of the White House there. Another AI image, it looks like. Yeah, okay. Another AI image of Donald Trump giving the American flag a cuddle over the reflecting pool, which is the current issue. And then we've got more AI, and a tour of the new lining of the reflecting pool. Now, it's not as bad as people said. If it's that colour, that's similar to what the stonework was. It's not as if it's going to be like a Las Vegas swimming pool. So, let's move on. First squawk, as we know, or you may know, overnight there's been yesterday and even up until the last hour, Israel has attacked Beirut, Iran has attacked northern Israel, and Israel has attacked Iran. 3 of the main cities in Iran have been under attack overnight, and now Iran is retaliating again. According to First Squawk, there's new reports that there's been an attack on a Saudi air base. Iran denies that. There has also been accusation that Israel has started a dangerous game by targeting oil industry and civilian sites. IDF are saying they've completed the attack on Iran. However, there is some information that Iran has fired some 30 missiles at Israel since Sunday, and there was stuff in the last hour saying that further missiles had been sent to Israel by Iran, but I'm not seeing that has caused any significant so basically that's going to affect the oil price and the markets today. It doesn't. Missile launches detected from Iran towards northern Israel. That was just 1 hour ago. So conflict in the Middle East is still likely to have a push on effect into the markets this morning. Okay, so what else do we have today to look at? I've not looked at the charts this morning, so I have been on Apex Brotherhood this morning with Will Davies in the Discord. We had a discussion about the markets and how they were looking pretty flat after non-farm. We might see some more moves this afternoon when New York opens. But at the moment, it's they are looking pretty flat from what we saw on Will's screen this morning. Okay, let me just adjust my lighting again. I'm not being vain, I promise. Just there we go. That looks a little better, I think. It is pretty bright outside this morning, so we do have a lovely sunshine day here in Scotland and the UK where I'm based. How's the weather where you are? That is the question. Okay, so what we'll do just now is let's have a look through the charts. I'll share my screen. Hopefully, not that one. That one. Okay, so that's Euro USD. Let's get the glasses on for this. Let's see where we're at. Okay, so we've got Euro USD on the chart here. How are we looking? Well, we can see we've had a colossal drop of a lovely 100 pips, which isn't too bad. I've seen much more than that on a non-farm. Over 100 pips there. So a nice drop there on the news. So we can see that the dollar is certainly strengthening across the time frames after that news. It's sitting at the top on almost everything, and Aussie dollar still sitting pretty strong once we get to the higher time frames. Swissy sitting strong on the monthly still. Aussie sitting strong on the weekly, and the dollar just hitting the strength on the daily. So strong and strengthening by the looks of it. Although we're getting a bit of an ease off on the lower time frames as you would expect as the market oscillates. So what do we have here in terms of reading our bias for today? Because in order to trade successfully, you want to know what direction is the market going. That is the key decision to trading. What way is the price going today? Now, in the moment, not in general. Well, let's have a look what it is doing in general first. You've got to know the big picture too. So let's have a look right out at, well, yeah, let's just break it down and let's break down the whole chart. We've got a bit of time. This is my time now. I'm setting the schedule for the channel this morning. Talking of which, we'll probably give it an hour and a half for our first ever stream. Maybe about 10:30. I do have a school sports day to attend at 10:30, so I'm 2 minutes away from attending that, so I'll clock off before 10:30 and head up the road to the sports day, see what's happening. I can see Pulley's in the chat. Good morning, Pulley. Welcome to the chat this morning. As I say, unfortunately, for some reason, I had it all set up on Friday when I last looked at this for my what's it called, Chat Ninja, to select messages and bring them up, but unfortunately it doesn't seem to be connected any longer, so I'll need to go back and have a look at the settings. I think can I post? No, even when I post, it's not coming up in the chat either. So welcome, Pulley. I can't see how many viewers there are. You may be our only viewer at the moment because, as I've said, this is our inaugural celebration of the first ever live stream that we've done on Sigma FX trading. This is all new, unscripted, unrehearsed, and unprepared. But you are hopefully as the audience, going to keep me accountable as I continue my trading journey, and that journey towards profitability and consistency. I think the main reason I'm doing this, it's not for the fame or the fortune or the rewards that might come from people watching on YouTube. It's for accountability. It's because, and it's a common thing in, now what is it? Is it a common thing in autistic traits, or is it a common thing in to have a buddy, to have it's like a buddy system where your accountability buddy, in this case for me it is having an audience watching me who's able to scrutinize me as I do what I'm doing in the charts, because if I was left to it and doing this myself, albeit I wouldn't be whittering on to you guys, but I would be doing something else that distracts me from the actual trading, the actual analysis, and to follow the rules and consistently apply what I should be applying and looking at in my trading. So by having the accountability of having to do what I say I'm going to do, and having you guys watching that, then you're you're buddying up with me whilst I do it. So that's the theory. We can judge that. We're pretty much going to say I'm starting from day 0 today, as it's the first stream, so I can wipe out anything that's been done before, and from this point we can we'll start. I'm going to set myself some challenges along the way. We'll cover that in future episodes, but the first one today is probably I might as well just start by properly breaking down a chart, working out where what direction the price is going, and identifying what my rules will find in terms of finding an entry point, a target, how to manage my risk, the trifecta of good trading. What is it? Risk management. I can't remember. I can't remember what it was. I was listening to something yesterday. Let me know what your 3 most important aspects of how to trade are. What are the 3 key elements, if you were to choose 3 of the important things in your trading that you would say are the most important? Risk management, certainly, it's got to be in there. Pulley's saying, and if I could select that, which I can't, I'll work out how to do this. It doesn't give me any options, unfortunately, but Pulley saying in the chat, if you can see it, great oaks from little acorns grow. Good luck with the channel, Scott. Appreciated, Pulley. It was good to have a chat this morning as well, briefly, in the Apex Brotherhood Discord channel. Incidentally, I have mentioned it a couple of times, but if you are interested, the link to the Apex Brotherhood is in the description, so do have a look at that. You can find out more about it that way. Okay, let's clear this Euro USD chart. Let's just that's my indicators there. You can't see that actually. Oh yeah, you can. It's behind that. So let's just delete our objects. What have we got on here anyway? We've just got 1 FIP anyway. That's fine. Let's just get that deleted off. And let's have a look. We'll move our MACD down a little bit so that we've got a little bit more of the screen. Yeah, you can see you can see the whole of my screen. It is a little bit narrow. We'll maybe look to try and extend that out a bit in future episodes. You're getting a little bit too much of the background there, I think. But Euro USD, let's have a look. So let's remove our previous trades. Trade history is gone. Okay, so what I like to do is I like to look at the line chart first of all on the big time frame, and that gives you more idea of points of reversal. It shows you them clearly as these peaks peaks, or what are they, stalactites and stalagmites, or peaks and, well, that's a trough, but what's a point to the downside? A peak and a, I don't know, what would you call a point to the downside? I don't know. A trough is more rounded, isn't it, like that? Anyway, I digress. Let's have a look. And so I like to mark out the nearest to the price. So our price is down here at the moment. So if it continues to go down, what's our next peak or trough? It's not a trough, it's not a peak. It's there, but it's there. I like to put a line on here. We'll colour that line. We'll do it on a traffic light system. So we'll start with red. So we've got our monthly line there. We'll do another one just on if the price was to turn to the upside. Where is our next peak? Well, there's a double confirmation there. And I wonder if we go back further in time if we'll get any on the... Yeah, I suppose you've got further points here, here, a little bit here, if we're looking to the downside. Yeah, well, that is that one there. Okay, so you've got a little bit of confirmation that these levels hold some water, certainly there. But we've also got one here, so we could also bring that tighter in. It's very close to the price, but there's a double confirmation there, so it's just a best kind of fit line there. We'll use that one instead of the one above because it's got to go past that first. I mean, what are we? That's the monthly chart, so we're still, we're only 40 pips above, so okay, we're only 40 pips away from that first line, so we'll draw the one in above as well. We'll just keep that. Okay, so we've got our three best fit lines. We can tighten them up as we go down the time frames as we see more accuracy in those peaks. But if you can see what I'm doing there, these are points where the price is probably going to stall and probably going to push back and have a little bit of retrace. And I say probably because there's no definites in trading. If you try to trade definites, you're on to disappointment and loss. Probabilities is what it's all about. Okay, so that's my monthly lines. We'll move down to the weekly. We'll continue our traffic light system. So we can see as we get down, we can potentially tighten up on these lines as to points that might want to resist. We can see that there is kind of a lot of confirmation in the fact that that is a price that is getting a reaction, you know, both going up and coming down. Although it's going straight, it does go straight through it as well, so yeah, that's why we're drawing in more than one. We can tighten that. Well, that's best fit. So we're just about there. In fact, we're pretty much on that line at the moment. So we're in the, it's potentially done, as in we're at that line and there is a reaction happening because it has colossal drop and just stopped dead there. So that line there, yeah, again, that's pretty much spot on to where it is. We could potentially come down a little bit just to catch this high here. And if we remember, there is that reaction further along. But that'll do us just now. That's going to be a low, or a more recent low on the weekly. So do we have any weekly lines to draw in? I think the monthly will cover us, to be honest. We could potentially look in here. We've got a kind of reaction along this line here as a best fit. So we can get that coloured in orange just so we know it's the weekly line as we're on the traffic lights. So that's in there now. It's a kind of best fit. Roughly. It's just a zone, really. It should maybe be a box rather than a line, but we'll stick with a line for the moment. And then if we go down to the daily, we can again tighten up and see if there's anything else of more interest. in between. You know, we're not going to go much further than these lines at the moment because, you know, for this week, that's 300 pips. Let's not waste our effort in going any further than that. Do we have anything in between that's showing us potentially here? It's kind of, it's just the zone still, isn't it, of that. There is a little bit of resistance and support on here, but it's kind of the same as that. We'll just include that as a possible. We'll do it as a green line, and we'll do it as a dotted line just to. If I can do it dotted, if it's letting me, I'm too thick at the moment. We'll do it as a dotted line, just as a, yeah, we're entering a zone as we head up into there, and that's a kind of best fit line along these peaks and troughs. So that just kind of breaks our chart down into a kind of trading arena, and go back to our candlesticks, and you know, that's in the daily chart there. It just helps to see it better with the line chart, I think. So, direction on our daily for the moment. What do we have? We have a big drop here. Not the biggest candle that we've seen of recent weeks, but it's in there, has been one of them. What's that, 127? We've got some bigger ones here, I think. Oh no, maybe not. That one's certainly bigger. Yeah, so that's 174. So it's a big one, and it's to the downside. It's to the downside. The last big one here got an immediate reaction here as it headed back up to cover the ground, or recover the ground. So we'll potentially see that again, because we are out the bottom of the volley band here on the daily. It's into oversold territory on the RSI, indicating we may get a little bit of move to the upside, but we're still heading down, and strongly down on the MACD. Again, these are lagging indicators, so what we need to do is wait on confirmation that the lag has caught up and it's moving, and then catch the in-between move rather than the reversal. I would certainly, not in my way of trading, I'm going to avoid guessing that is a bottom and that is going to go to here, because every time I try to make that guess that we're going to retrace 83 pips, there be a lovely trade to take. However, you can see it's gapped on the open. It would be a nice trade to take and get those 80 pips as we cover that gap that's been created. But when we guess, that's when it goes down further, and potentially to that low. It's more than the 80 pips that we could get to the upside. So could it hit the low before it recovers the gap? Of course it can. So we need to work out what exactly it is doing at the moment. It's going, since the open, it's covered the actual gap between the opening price and the closing price on Friday. It's already covered that, but it's not covered the gap on this daily red candle here, which you could call a fair value gap or an imbalance in price, something like that. Okay, so that's the daily. The daily's down. It's neutral because it's overextended, so we're certainly down. We're certainly neutral. We're certainly down price action. We're below the volley but out the bottom, so we're kind of neutralish in that. So it's still showing downside. It's still telling us to sell it, but it's giving us warning signs that we might get a little bit of relaxation. The weekly is telling us down, and down, with certainly room to the downside on the volley. Looking at that, so I'm terrible at making these charts look good, but to make the candles bigger, I'm not good at it. But we can see it's certainly down. So the weekly is telling us down, the dailies telling us down, but be careful, it's ready to retrace. What's the H4 telling us? Well, price action's down after consolidation for this whole period here. We're certainly down on here, after down, consolidate, down, consolidate, down. We've certainly got room to retest these lows here. What's it doing in the moment? It's down. The MACD lines are starting to come together. We've been into oversold and we're back out. It looks like we're going back into oversold again as this candle takes us down that way. The histogram is decreasing, indicating we're getting a little bit of reversal signs in there to the upside, but we're certainly out the bottom of the volley and back into it, so it's wanting to go back up, but it's not turned as yet. It's still showing us down, but be careful. Down, yeah, we're same as the daily pretty much. It's saying we've been going down, we've headed down into an extreme and we're ready to go back up again, but we're not turned back up again yet. So caution, not moving yet. It's still pretty much strongly down, so I wouldn't be taking my long yet until it shows us it's long. We can guess that it's turning long, but that is not going to get us a profitable trade. On the hourly, however, it's telling us it has reversed. It's going up. So we've come all the way down here, we've gapped down, we've covered the gap, we're heading down again. It's telling us it's going up, but these MACD lines are coming very close together, but it still is up just now. But it's the strength of the euro versus the dollar overall. Let's have a look. Let's just refresh that. It's still telling me it's in a sell. Still telling me it's in a sell. We're in the lower zone of the RSI here. If we'll bring that up, can we see it? The RSI is just unfortunately off the bottom of the page. I'll need to reset these screens. You can see it's still, RSI is sitting at 34. It's come up, it's done a retest of the 50, it's come back down, it's having a waggle, thinking about going back up again. It's in a little bit of a no man's land. I think it's still to the downside. It's certainly not crossed convincingly into the upper portion above the 50, so we're still officially down. This is officially not giving us enough divergence here to show that it's heading convincingly to the upside. It looks like it's kind of sausaging a little bit. The histogram has been up and is heading back down again, so we're in a neutral zone at the moment. So the volley band is telling us everything, that we've had this huge expansion here whilst we got that volatility, and it's compressing right in again. The Bollinger Band is, that's almost vertically down, and that's flattening. Well, it's coming into another consolidation, so not tradable in any direction. That's certainly, that MACD's just telling us it's flattening. Okay, so we're not got a trade on. So just to summarize, we're down but caution, down but caution on the H4, up but cautioned. Looks like it's taken a little bit of relief, but hasn't decided it is committed to going up yet. So we need to just be careful on that. So we're not really got a trade on now. If the hour's telling us it's not doing anything. What we can see though is this weekly line that we drew in is a lovely space to be filled. So we will fill this. Is it going to be today? Is it wanting to go down to this other monthly level, or this monthly level here first? That's the question. Because we don't want to be trying to take this trade up to here for 100 pips. If it wants to take this trade down to here for 75 pips to fill in this area here. Where's the most recent low? You know, we've got other lows here, so yeah, I mean we've got this low here as well. This low here is right on this monthly as well. We've also got these ADR low here. And there's this other, that's another monthly there that we're sitting bang on. So we're kind of on that at the moment. Here's the other lows. This is the, can you see them? They're just behind my head on here. Let's see if we can move that along a bit. That's 1 second. So these lows here, yeah, which takes us down to this monthly level that I was telling you about. Yeah, so it could go either way, and it's not showing its hand as to what direction it's going yet. So there's no trade on. We need to keep an eye on it. New York will probably deliver one or the other, and it can also do both. But we want to be on the side of what it's going to do first. So until it shows us what it's going to do first, we're not taking a trade on Euro USD. It looks like it's a wait and see on that. We do have our moving average here. What's that? That should be the 200 moving average. Let me get on it. What's that telling me? 1 second. $200 moving average, yeah, so we're under that as well, so it's liking the downside, but it's also in the zone of retesting it whilst also filling the gap, whilst also hitting this weekly level. So there's a lot attracting it to the upside. It is looking like it wants to reverse, but it could also just catch us out by wanting to retake this here. Okay, without repeating myself again and again, that's a wait and see, guys. Right, so what shall we look at next? Let's have a look at Aussie USD. Now, as I say, I do believe there's an Aussie holiday today, so let's have a look at that. I don't know why I thought that was the case. So, Australian bank holiday. Google's not telling me anything exciting today. Let's see. Australian bank holiday today. Yes, today is the King's birthday. Is it? Public and bank holiday. Yeah, New Zealand had a bank holiday last week for the King's birthday. And today, Australia seems to be having a holiday. Doesn't seem to be every territory. New South Wales, Victoria, South Australia, Tasmania, the ACT and Northern Territory. Western Australia and Queensland are open. They have holidays on different dates. So I'm guessing, is Sydney the financial capital of Australia? Don't think it's the capital. but it's the financial capital, so Sydney would be in New South Wales, correct? So holiday there. So we'll call it an Australian bank holiday, even though Baby Pips didn't tell us, which is disappointing. Maybe it's not. Maybe it's not. You can let me know if you are watching from Australia this morning or this evening. Let me know. Okay, let's have a look at Aussie dollar in that case. Again, not getting much move in the markets this morning, are we? We'll do the same kind of breakdown we did on the euro. Can't imagine it's going to be anything too different. Although we do see a different direction in price there slightly. You know, it's not the same pattern as the euro. So let's just get everything off our charts first of all our objects. Do we have anything? We don't. Good. We've got a clean sheet. Let's remove the prices. Let's get the line chart on and let's have a look and see where we're sitting at today on Aussie dollar, because Aussie dollar has been heading up. As I said, Aussie is showing as pretty strong on the monthly on my strength index. So we can see that move from here to here is giving us an indication that there's Aussie strength and dollar weakness, certainly in how they are trading against each other. Let's look at where the price is. The price is here. So let's have a look and see where the next point below the price on the monthly that the price may want to come to visit. And let's get a line in. So we're going with the traffic light system. We'll start with red. There's definitely a little bit of best fit there for that line. We've had some sort of reaction here, so we'll just go with that. To the top side, we've got these lows and that high. So we're going to do a best fit here. We'll go with that. That looks good to me. It's not a precise science. The lines are more zones than precision. It's a game of probabilities. There's no such thing as definites. So that frames our price nicely. We've got this high here. We'll possibly pick that up on the weekly once. Sorry, that is the weekly. We should be looking at the monthly. Apologies for that. Let's yeah. So that changes things a little. There's our monthly. That's nearest the price in terms of price rather than time, which would be nearest the price in terms of time. There. So we'll choose this high. Okay. Weekly on the amber traffic light system. We'll go with that. We'll just change that to an amber line. Let's just systematically break down where we're at. And there we go. We got that high. I was saying we might catch on another time frame, but we'll catch that in the weekly now because we've got these in for the monthly. Do I have anything else? Well, we can see we're again sitting on the weekly line at the moment, aren't we? We're in the zone of proximity, so that's why we're getting this resistance here, or that's contributing to it. We'll just tighten up on this trough. Did we work out? Did anyone tell me what a point to the downside is? Let's ask Google. So if I should use the microphone for this. If a point to the upside is a point, what is a point to the downside? I don't think it's understood the question. If a pointy aspect, we'll call it. No, it's still not understanding the question. Apologies for my. This is how my brain works. Trough, valley, or bottom. Still not happy with that because trough, valley, and bottom all suggests flat and sweeping. I want to have a, I suppose you could call it a crevice, but that would be if you're on the inside of the point rather than on the outside of the point. Okay, you can let me know what you think it should be called, because I'm not happy. I'm not happy with trough, valley, or bottom, or crevice. Okay, right, where were we? We were getting some. I don't think I'm going to add any more weekly levels, as I don't have any between these two monthly. The monthly's framing our price at the moment, so the weekly level can sit there in between. We could add another weekly one in here, but it'll be further away from the price, but we might pick something up in the daily once we go down to the daily. Well, there's a lot in the daily, but not anything in that zone. It does look quite a clean zone going along. We can see that there's a little bit here, you know, a best fit line along there catches that top, almost that top, not quite that top. That could also go into that one. So we don't have a precise, we're not looking at precision here, as I've said already. So we'll get that in as our traffic light is a green. Is it going to go through it? Has done. Well, no, we've got this one as well, haven't we? So it didn't really go through it at any point. There it did. So it could still go through it. So we'll do it as a dotted. We'll do it as in a dashed line, sorry. So we know to just be careful that there might be, it's gone right through it there, of course. Will it catch it on the way back up? Once we go back to our candle chart, we'll see, well, it's still within that. It's that low there, isn't it, as well? So yeah, we can say that there might be a reaction there. And at the moment, that's sitting at ADR high for the day as well. So although my ADRs, I've got to say, don't hold as much water on a Monday. Obviously the weekend seems to upset that indicator, so we'll not pay too much attention to the ADRs on a Monday. Excuse me. Right, I am needing my coffee this morning. What time are we at? We're at 10 to 10 London time in the morning. So welcome to the Sigma FX stream. If you've just joined us, do drop in the chat where you're from and how you came across us and what you are trading today. We do have some exciting news later on about our trading competition for the World Championship, World Football competition. Whilst the World Cup is about to start this week in the Americas and United States, Canada and Mexico. For our launch, we've decided to do a trading competition. We'll be speaking about that at 10 o'clock this morning. I'll let you know how to enter and the cash prizes that are going to be available. So once we get to 1,000 subscribers on the channel you're currently watching on, then we're going to do the draw, or if we've already got to that point, we'll do it on the final during the World Cup football final at half-time. It'll be a half-time draw for what is a sweepstakes competition whilst we launch our channel. Looking forward to having you enter that and hopefully talking to the lucky winner. At the moment there's 2,026 Mexican pesos in celebration of one of the host countries up for grabs, and depending on how many subscribers we get up to during the period of the competition, that could go up to 2026 Canadian dollars or a top prize of 2026 US dollars if we get up to that. In fact, I'm sure there might even be 2,026 pounds up for grabs if we get a crazy amount of interest and subscribers. So please do subscribe, do like and subscribe, and do set up the notifications, as there will be code words each day to put in. In fact, I don't have the code word put up for today. I'll need to get that sorted. I'll have a short break, just in 5 minutes, and I'll get the code words ready to be released before the end of the stream this morning. You need that to enter, so listen out for it. It's exciting stuff, guys. It is exciting stuff. Right, Aussie, where are we? What are we doing? What way are we going? The bias and direction is the key to forming a successful trade. It's the first thing you've got to get right. If you haven't got that right, then you're already fighting the trade. You're having to potentially stage in. You're having to stop out and reconsider and get back in, having lost already. Direction is key. Get your bias right. That's we were talking about that earlier. What are your 3 successful points to trading? And of course, yeah, bias has got to be one of them. Yeah, bias. Although I did speak to one of my good friends in trading. We caught up in person, actually, as a lot of this is done online. But he had identified that more than half the time he was wrong in his bias, but still a successful trader. So if he was able to address that, which his system was allowing him to address, that would potentially have a significant effect on his overall trading performance. You know, if what he found was he was trading against his bias, or he was trading against the actual price movement with his bias, which was wrong, but still being profitable. As he was managing the trade sufficiently to allow him to trade out of it eventually. Anyway, bias, risk management. That's 2. We did say there's a trifecta. So bias and risk management. That's certainly 2 of my most important points in trading. Right, back to the analysis. Monthly price action is up. We're out the top of the volley. We're coming down. So we're looking to go down. We're looking to revisit this 50. So we've peaked. We've peaked here on the MACD and we've come back in. Sorry, the RSI. You can't see that. Sorry. I keep talking about the RSI and it's not visible. So we've peaked here on the RSI and it's come back into the zone. We're above the 50, so we're still looking to be to the upside, but that is telling me we're ready for a reversal, but we're still up. So I would say kind of neutral on my RSI, down on my volley. We're getting a convergence on this MACD. The histogram's lowering. So we are still up, but reversing down. So we're up, but not quite reversed yet on the monthly. It's not confirmed it's turned. So it's confirmed it's turned on the weekly though. Yeah, you know. So we've been out the top and the. I'll just bring the RSI up again. We've been out the top in the RSI, it's come back down, it's retested the 50, it's come back into the zone above. We're still continuing to the upside, and now it's dropped convincingly below the 50, so we're down. We're down on the MACD because we've had this multiple crosses, and now it's we've got divergence here nicely in the MACD. We've got the histogram going to the downside and dropping. It's been out. We've had a convincing top out here, retested it, and it's convincingly down. So we're down. It's turned on the weekly, which is good. Daily, we're still down on the daily, but we're out the bottom of the volley, so we need to be careful. We're almost into a point of being oversold on the RSI. Yeah. I mean, it's so far down, I can't bring that any further up at the moment, guys. So it's it's down. It's down, but caution on the daily. It wants to go back up in the moment by the looks of it. It's almost finished. It's almost finished, but it's not saying it's finished. But I would say it's still down. It's still down, but caution. H4. It's down. It's down and still down, but caution. Looks like there's a reversal about to come into play, but it's not really doing much. Our histograms turn into the upside. Yeah. Down for the moment. H1 will tell us it's turned. Yeah, it's turned in the H1. So I would be wanting the H4 to catch up. Problem is it might not catch up before it takes this gap. So we need to maybe just look and see a clearer signal on the H1 what it's doing. It's a convincing bottom here this morning after market open and turn. Still, it's a nice overstretched reversal, kind of retrace. So it is looking to go up, but we're in this consolidation. It's not really showing us any convincing move until it breaks this high. Then at that point we can probably wait on a kind of break. What do you call it? A rally, and then a retest, a break, and then a retest, and then take it up to probably to here, where this green daily line was. We need to just be careful. I would say that would be our TP1 with a TP2 of up here. If we're trading long, can it still go to the downside? To be honest, it's right on this weekly line until it convincingly breaks that. I think we're still holding the resistance, or support, sorry, holding the support with more likely a bounce to the upside. But there's room to this monthly level down here, which is still a big drop here. And as we say, we had these more signs in the higher time frame of it still being down. Just because it's turned on the H1 to the upside doesn't tell us much, but it's only, I'm saying only, 25 pips to the first target and 80 pips to the second target. So it needs to do something more. The consolidation needs to be broken. We need to see this high getting broken, or indeed a revisit of this opening low. But it doesn't look like it's going to do that anytime soon. We'll see what it does at this as it reaches this volley. The volley's closing in here, so there's no trade. It's giving us a little bit of mixed signals, to be honest, on the hour, but that's as a result of the price action, which is consolidation. So it's coming up for 10 o'clock. I'm just going to take a short break. I will be right back with you. Thank you very much for joining us. I will catch you in a couple of minutes. Okay guys, welcome back to the Sigma FX trading channel. This is our very first live stream this morning, so thank you very much for joining us. It's great to have you all here today. Thank you for being here. It is very exciting to be here on YouTube, so I wanted to share something else with you today. What we have is the 5%ers Trading World Championship. The 5%ers Trading World Championship is beginning today. It is the 8th of June 2026 until the 19th of July 2026 when the World Cup final takes place in the United States. Let's have a look and see what the championship is all about. It's a 6 weeks of pure action, $20,000 in cash prizes, over $1 million in evaluation accounts, and 500 surprise gifts and more. What is it all about, you may ask yourself? Well, it's all about meeting the brands. So what do we have? We have a monthly agenda of 8th to the 19th of June, which is this week. We'll have the Traders Contest, which has $20,000 in cash prizes. So I do believe you have to go onto the 5%ers stream after today's Sigma FX trading stream and view the 5%ers stream, and through that you'll be able to enter the Traders Contest. Now my understanding is that the Traders Contest involves trading a simulated account of $30,000, I do believe, and allows you to trade that. I'm guessing who's the most profitable trader wins. From the 11th of June to the 19th of July, so from the first World Cup match to the last World Cup match, you can also make predictions on the outcome of those actual real football games. So there's up to $1 million in evaluation accounts to be won. On that, if you can predict the outcome of the match, I believe the first match it's Mexico versus South Africa. So that's on Thursday of this week. So Mexico, South Africa, get your prediction in for that on the 11th of June. There's one other match that day, and from then on in, keep an eye on the days. Whether you're into football or not, you might have some skills in predicting the outcome or the winner of the match. And then you have 1v1 traders battles. Now I'm not sure if that is the traders that we know from our live streams from Trade the Pool, the Fivers Futures, and the Fivers trading accounts, and Trade Set Go of course as well might be involved in those 1v1 traders battles. So the first thing you have to do is choose your team, whether it's Trade Set Go, the 5%ers broker, new broker set up. You have the Fivers, who are the leaders in prop trading across the world. Fivers Futures, which is brand new and likely to be the leaders in the futures trading across the globe. And Trade the Pool, so it's the stocks prop. Interesting stuff. So you choose your team, you just register using the online form, and that will allow you to take part in the biggest event of the year. World Cup predictions. This is the predictions for each match. Just enter the tournament using these login details I've entered. I've not yet had an email, I don't believe, so I'm hoping to get some details soon and take part in the competition. Which team will you choose? Trade the Pool, Futures, CFDs, or the broker? I have gone with one of them. I'm not going to tell you which. I'm not sure if it matters. So the traders battles. So this is the second part of it. So the 1v1s are between the guys there. There's William. the founder of Apex Brotherhood as well, who's also a streamer and top trader with the 5%ers. Got Josh, oh, but we've got LJ as well, who's looking very like Homelander from The Boys, if you've ever seen that. So that's a very Homelander vibe going on with that picture, LJ. We've got Josh from Trade the Pool, Michael, also from Trade the Pool, Stevie B from Fivers Futures, and Dave, Fivers Futures as well. And what else do we have? We've got 500 exclusive gifts. That sounds exciting. Doesn't tell you what they may be. They may be. I don't know. So I'm not sure. I'm going to have to look at the Fiverr stream after today and get all the up-to-date info on how to enter with our and start trading the $30,000 account to make the most profit. I'm guessing it is the aim of the game in whatever way you deem fit. So Traders Contest. So for the Traders Contest, win cash prizes and valuation counts in the qualifying round and reach the final. So that must be starting today, 11 a.m. GMT plus 3. So GMT plus 3, that's this afternoon. So the first round begins this afternoon. I'm GMT plus 1, so that's currently 10 a.m. London time. So plus 3 will be midday London time. So it's an early start if you're watching from the US of A. June the 18th to June the 12th. June the 8th to June the 12th. So that is today. So I better get my skates on, find out my account details in order to get in on this. Why does that say JP on my... Don't know. On there. Or is it for Japanese translation probably? There we go. Konnichiwa. Well, how do you say welcome in Japanese? Is Komodoro? No, I can't remember, sorry. Komodo. Yeah. My Japanese is a little bit rusty. Okay, so that looks very exciting. You've got a few days, 3 days until the first match of the World Cup to start making your predictions on that as well. $1 million of accounts. That's a fair giveaway, guys. It's got to be the top trading world championship ever. In the spirit of that, yeah, there's our FIFA World Cup matches, just so we know which games are needing to be predicted. We've got Mexico versus South Africa on Thursday, and Korea versus Czechia. Czechia is the former Czechoslovakia. So I'll be supporting Czechia, as I have relatives who are Czechian or Slovakian, or nationals of Czechia, but Slovakian in heritage. So it's got to be Czechia for me. Will be my game to watch on Thursday this week. So we've got the host nations again in matches on Friday. Canada, Bosnia-Herzegovina, and United States of America versus Paraguay in Los Angeles. Nice. Right. Oh, and then Saturday the 13th of June, the matches that really matter start to begin. So we've got Haiti versus Scotland. We all know who's going to win that. Hopefully Scotland. That's who I'll be supporting. I've got my Scotland flags ready to put up outside my house. There was one thing I did have to bring up with the Fivers. If you watch this video, there is an error, and the 5%ers will be getting my wrath just as we see it coming in here, potentially. If you bear with me, you'll see the error, or see if you can spot the error first. Now, can we pause this? I'm not sure. But if you look when the screen comes up round about now, on this next screen, there's Scotland flags up, but there's something comes up here, and it's not correct. Look, Brazil versus United Kingdom. There's no such team entered in the World Cup. United Kingdom is not a World Cup team that's entered. It's each of the channels, each of the nations of the United Kingdom compete separately in events like this. So in this one, unfortunately, Wales and Northern Ireland did not qualify for the World Cup. So we only have England and Scotland taking part. And obviously, we're supporting Scotland out of those two. If you agree, put a like in the chat or a comment in the chat, and hopefully we'll see Scotland doing some good results over the course of the World Cup. And in the spirit of the World Cup, we have also launched our World Cup giveaway, an opportunity to win 2026 Mexican pesos. Help us launch our channel. If we reach 1,000 subscribers, we will be doing our draw during the final match. If not, we'll continue until we've reached that milestone. And then the winner will receive 2026 Mexican pesos. If we do get up to 10,000 subscribers, we'll be 2026 Canadian dollars, 20,000 to 2026 United States dollars, and 50,000. We will up the prize to a maximum of 2026 Great British Pounds. So let's get ourselves liked and subscribed up to 1,000 subscribers. Good luck in the draw. The code word for today. Now you're going to have to listen to this because I'm not able to put it on the screen at the moment. Do I have a code? 1 second, I might have. No, that's something different. Let's see if I can amend this in the background. The code, I can put the code up, good. So the code for today is Sigma FX. So enter the code in here in order to unlock the competition. Then just visit Sigma FX on YouTube. You're already here, but do like and subscribe. That would be much appreciated. Follow me, Scott Callaghan, the Scott Callaghan, on Instagram. Visit the official Brotherhood, Apex Brotherhood YouTube channel. Do like and subscribe as well. That is for extra entries. Some of them are mandatory in order to enter. Some of them are optional. Do follow Apex Brotherhood on Instagram. And my good friend Evan Bourne, the Rebel Trader, do visit the YouTube channel of Evan. And if you like and subscribe also. If you do all these, you get an extra 10 bonus point entries. It is a sweepstake draw, so it is random. Every entry will get a chance to win, and only one winner. As I say, the draw will be made at the first of the following. Once we have reached 1,000 subscribers, and if that's on or before the World Cup final, the draw will be done during the half-time of the World Cup final. If we've not quite got there, we'll continue rolling the draw on week to week, and then in the week that the draw, in the week that we reach 1,000 subscribers, we will make the draw to win all those pesos. So enter the code SigmaFX for today. There will be a new code every day, so do watch the rest of the streams in order to get more chances to enter and win. So good luck with that, guys. Let's go back to having a look at the charts this morning. That was our World Football giveaway, a chance to win 2026 Mexican pesos. Good luck with that. Let's go back to having a look at the screen. That was back in the fivers there. The Trading World Championship. As I say, I'm going to be going over to the 5%ers channel today. There is a link in the description to enter that as well, and there's a link in the description again for our World Football giveaway as well. Okay. Right, let's go back and we'll have a look at another chart. Let's look at USD JPY. Put the glasses back on for this. Get the music back on. Let me know if the music's too loud. That should be about right there, I think. Okay. Right, looking at the chart this morning. Let's get that down. Okay. Well, there's our USD JPY chart on the monthly, so bearing in mind that's well over a year, a couple of years of charts there, 2 or 3 years of charts there actually. So these are the big reversal points on the monthly. I do find it easier on the line chart to see where they may be, so we can use our traffic light system just to mark up the chart and get our bias or our zones of potential reversal or the zones of resistance, support. So nearest the price, that is our, is it lining up with that? Not quite, but it's a zone rather than a, I would say that goes there. I would say that goes there. So if we're heading to the upside, that's where it's going to, this top line is where it's going to stall, and if we're heading to the downside, this bottom line is where it's going to stall. Doesn't always, sometimes it goes straight through like it did here, but I'll bet you anything if we zoomed in on that, on the lower time frames, we would see some sort of movement, even though the monthly is shown as it's crashed right through, or some sort of reaction. Not guarantee, probabilities, as I've said. Right, why is that line way up there? Is that because it was that line there? Yeah, okay, that's fine. We'll keep that there. We can put in a weekly level here. So we're continuing our traffic light system, where we're going to make that an amber line. Oh, it's almost time for me to finish in 10 minutes, so this is us into our last 10 minutes, guys. So if you're trading today, do let me know what you're looking at. That high there is looking good. We're not getting any other confirmation on it, but it is maybe want to be in about there. Okay, that looks good to me. Going down the charts to the daily, we can tighten up. Well, we can see that there's a nice daily line along there. We'll just do that in the dotted again, and the daily doesn't hold as much weight, but it's still valid. Okay, we're happy with that. Line of best fit. We could potentially come down into there. What about this one? Can we make that a line of best fit into more recent to the price? Maybe in about there. We do also have a little bit of, that's more of a kind of zone there. I might get a little bit of reaction here just because of the resistance here. Or support, sorry. Resistance, support. Okay. That can be tightened up down a little. If I can open it up. It's not wanting to let me. There we go. Okay. Right, so we're a little bit, we've tightened up on the lines. We can see that there's confluence between some of the points. You can see the purpose of doing this, it's quite evident. Back down to our candles. What's this telling us? Monthly's still looking up, both on the RSI, both on the MACD. And on the volley, yeah, nicely up weekly. Watching these highs, still got a bit to go if we want to re-break them. It's coming back down, it's resisted going through and continuing down, it's wanted to go back up, so it's still up. It was down, but it's turned back up on both the MACD and on the RSI and the volley, so we're still up on the weekly, so it's a double up. The deep trend is still definitely to the upside. We've been the daily, we're getting convergence in the MACD. Looks like that move is wanting to come to an end, but it's not confirmed it has. It's been out here on the RSI, heading down sharply though. Still to the upside. It's not confirmed a turn to the downside, so we're up but stalling. H4, it's telling us it's turned to the downside. That big move there has made us go to the downside. We're definitely looking down. We're at the 20. I keep calling it the 50 on the volley, but we're at the 20 moving average on the volley, so we're getting that stall here. H4's definitely telling us down, so we're down. It's not 100%. It's down. It's down on here. It's down on here. It's down, but neutral on the volley, I would say, whilst it's still in contact with that 20 moving average in the middle. Right, hour is telling us down, but wow, what a move through the bottom of the volley that was. Is that just the last hour? It is. So yeah, that's quite a spike. That's quite a move. A nice 37 pip candle. That is telling us pretty much it's a move to the downside. It's down, down, down. But it's also just at that not convincingly across the volley on the H4, so what's it going to do in the meantime? The volley's certainly opening up, so it is down. We can't say it as anything else but down. We don't want to be guessing that it's turning. So I would say that is down just now, but it's not convincingly continuing to move down. There's not much momentum to that down move. We've had that huge spike out the bottom of that candle here. So it's not liking that downside. It's not a big fat down move that wants to continue, is it? So a big fat down move that wants to continue. What great description. That is telling us down as well. Nice down. Down, 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 down. But that spike on that one candle at which we've just missed 45 minutes ago. It's still heading down though. Yeah, do we have a sell? I would be careful of it going back up to here for 10 pips. But it's certainly, look how it stopped right on that ADR as well. Do we have any lines? That is also a support line as well. That's S1. There's our CPR, our central pivot range. Yeah, I would say there's a sell in there, but it's not moving with enough momentum for me at the moment to sell it. What's the yen doing on the strengths? Yen is showing as being extremely strong, which would correlate with the USD JPY going down. But also the dollar is extremely strong too, so not potentially a good pair to pit against each other at this time. Momentum wise, they're heading in the same direction on the daily. Momentum wise on the hourly, 4 hourly the same, hourly the same, and 15 minutes the same. So albeit we can say it's going down, they're both doing the same thing at the same time, so not a good match to trade, unfortunately. So not much to be done this morning. That was Euro, UJ and AU broken down, and none have showed their hand. I would say the one that's showing their hand is, or its hand is the JPY, but we can see that even looking at that 4 hour chart here, we can see that it's there's an uptrend continuing here, and that spike fits with these spikes here of it just not wanting to break that trend line. So even though it's saying down, they're both doing the same thing. It's just going to range. It might come back into here and range. It's nothing is moving at the moment. So anyway, guys, it's much appreciated. Thank you very much for joining the stream this morning. Do remember to follow the link in the description to enter the Sigma FX Trading 2026 World Football giveaway. It is running alongside the World Cup. We are not in any way affiliated or endorsed by the FIFA World Cup 2026. But there's a sweepstake prize available, conditional on a few things, but do use the code SigmaFX, which you can just about see there, to enter that today, and good luck with that. Also remember, the 5%ers, our preferred prop firm, do look at their trading championship as well. It looks very exciting, and I look forward to seeing you all next time. We're back tomorrow morning, first thing, for an early look at the markets pre-London, and then hopefully we'll get a bit of live trading done later in the day. I do potentially have another appointment at that time, so keep an eye on the time of that one. It's subject to change at the moment, but do join us. Thanks very much. Like and subscribe. Look forward to this being the start of a long and prosperous, happy journey together. See you next time. Cheers. Bye bye now.